Fed. Federal Reserve Board announces approval of application by Fulton Financial Corporation. MW. She spent over $1,000 a month on weight loss drugs. My son wrecked his finances after meeting his girlfriend. Who's to blame? INV Form 144 Roivant Sciences Ltd for February 20th. INV AstraZeneca's Calkins combo wins US approval for blood cancer.
Alright, so today we're watching Nasdaq Futures. Right now oil is leading but has taken a major drop. Bonds are flat, yen is weak. This is definitely looking like a risk hold. Let's take a look. We'll be watching throughout the day. Let's get it. It's gonna be a crazy day. Crazy Friday. Let's get it.
INV oil prices hit over 6-month high on mounting U.S. Iran tensions, inventory draw. INV German producer prices fall 3% in January, exceeding forecasts.
Oil took a major rip down there, man.
INV gold largely flat as investors weigh geopolitical tensions, hawkish Fed minutes.
Okay, so of course gold rallying. Gold has been up so big this year, the past year. So
INV US to West's energy watchdog, scrap net zero focus or will quit.
a lot of platforms and spots have actually stopped allowing the trading of metals. This is going on all across the board. Some brokers have raised the margins, but others haven't. So we're just still trading heavy on accounts. Right now it's just ranging. So something's just waiting for something. Oil had a big push up, man. This one has been crazy. Right, out of this range. So we could see further upside. Right. So that's usually some type of tensions going on, or it could be like inflationary. All right.
Federal Reserve Board announces it will hold a hybrid public outreach meeting on Thursday, March 26, as part of its review of regulations under the Economic Growth and Regulatory Paperwork Reduction Act, EGRPA.
Right now we'll be looking for further upside. The play looks like it's going to be switched over to oil. We'll see for the day. This major dip down, right? So it could be coming down here to clear some things out before further upside.
MW. This is stressful for my parents. My siblings harass our mother and father for money. Should they be cut out of their will? INV solar industry accelerates shift from silver as costs soar.
Later on. For the US GDP, advanced GDP quarter on quarter. PCE, now that's going to be big. All right. That's all going to be before the market even opens. So 7:30.
INV solar industry accelerates.
Then we're gonna have a PMI, right? 15 minutes after the open. So it's gonna be big, man. Big. Right, which could be driving oil, right? Inflation. Which is gonna drive everything, pretty much. Oil or Nasdaq.
MW. I won't take out a loan, I need $18,000 in house repairs. Do I take it from my Roth, 401k, or IRA?
Also, definitely Apex right now has 90% off sale. Definitely use code HFT. Start getting that 90% off, man. These are big opportunities. I stockpile on these days.
INV Chemring confirms FY26 guidance as order cover rises to 85%. MW. My ex-wife took out a $100,000 Parent Plus loan for our son. Am I morally or legally obliged to pay it off? MW. Wayfair's stock sinks, as investors worry expansion plans will hurt profits.
Right now, we're getting the data back up here. All right, we're back up. Let's get it. So we're still gonna be looking at some major levels. I'm gonna be looking at oil, Nasdaq, also the dollar. As you see, the dollar rallying right now. Oh, it's a risk off. Let's take a look here. everything looks like tanking back here. Gold markets here. Oil has just, completely flipped for the day.
INV Form S1/a Launchpad Streetlight Acquisition Corporate for February 20th.
Yes, flipped for the day. Oil was the highest for the day. Look at that flip, man. So right now, still not really bearish on oil though, right? Until we start breaking that 65 level. So I'm really gonna be looking for some more buys there. Let's mark that out. All right. So we start breaking back down here. Really 65.50. All right. We start breaking back below that. Possibly entertain shorts here. Till then. All right.
MW. Why your portfolio may face one last rate hike surprise before May.
All right. Oil has crazy reverse. That by itself was a major play. See if we can frame one out.
INV Form 144 Siri Bell for February 20th.
All right. Oil's looking real nice here.
INV Form 144 Tempus AI for February 20th.
So break back into value. Right now, there's no setups here. And get this retest back down to 66. That'd be nice. But what a flip though. What a flip. Getting further upside though. Alright. Could have a pretty, I'll be looking like that 65.
INV Alk below beats fourth quarter expectations, raises dividend.
Alright. So it could give it a nice amount of time, but I'm just looking for that flip back up. Alright. Further upside. On oil. Nasdaq flipping up here. Alright, so Nasdaq looks like it's trying to play. So we'll be watching that 24,950 area. Alright. See if we can get that good breakout here. Still watching oil.
INV Equinix's chief legal officer Pletcher sells $774,000 in stock.
Nasdaq here. Oil just been moving. I mean, crazy volatility. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to make my playlist different. All right, so oil play could be that pullback down to 65.50s, right? But again, I'm gonna be watching for that upside, further upside.
INV Aston Martin reports lower 2025 volumes to sell F1 naming rights for £50 million.
Oil's down there. I mean, yeah, oil. A lot of currencies down there. Of course, dollar is up.
INV Anglo-American books $3.7 billion loss after fresh De Beers write-down. Oil, major rebound. Or gold, actually. Still in the range, though. Right, for the week. I mean, it looks volatile in a sense, but it's real low. Real low. They're waiting on something for gold. Gold is waiting. INV Form 424B5 Exelon Corporation for February 20th. INV Form 424B5 Regency Centers Corporate for February 20th.
Oil has stolen the show, right? So this peak up, now we've dropped to the lowest so far today. I mean, major volatility. Major volatility. All right, so I'm looking now at 65.80s. $65.80. Let's see. Let's see what we get.
MW. Many politicians work well into their 80s. I'm
So let's
71
see.
and earn $300,000 for a Fortune 200 company. Do I work until
Oil
I'm
now, low
75?
today. Lower today on oil. Of all instruments, it's the lowest right now. Major move. All right, here we go. So now I'm looking at that 65.80. First target 66s. Look like you can get a pretty tight stop here. Still no breakout on Nasdaq. So we're gonna see.
Fed. Minutes of the Federal Open Market Committee, January 27 to 28, 2026. MW. 4 reasons cybersecurity stocks are primed for a breakout.
Nasdaq tanked hard. That was a nice 20 point, 30, 40 point move actually. Start getting back into value on oil. All right.
Fed.
That off.
Federal Reserve Board announces approval of application by Cooperativa de Ahorro y Crédito Elga, LDA. Fed. Federal Reserve Board issues enforcement action with former employee of Regions Bank. Fed. Federal Reserve Board finalizes hypothetical scenarios for its annual stress test and votes to maintain the current stress test-related capital requirements until public feedback can be considered.
No follow through here. So right now the markets are leading. Nasdaq at the top of
Fed.
the oil took a major
Federal
reversal.
Reserve Board announces approval of application by Cornerstone Capital Bancorp Incorporated. Fed. Federal Reserve Board announces appointment of 7 members, including 4 new members, to its Insurance Policy Advisory Committee, IPAC. Fed. Federal Reserve issues FOMC statement.
Still looking for that play on oil. Nasdaq still hasn't broken nothing. Just back in the range.
INV Form 144 McKesson Corporate for February 20th. INV Form 144 MGen Inc. for February 20th.
Looking pretty much for a pop and drop on oil. Or the drop and pop, actually. Drop and pop.
INV European stocks rise as investors digest corporate results. UK retail sales jump.
All right, so if we can get that break back below.
Federal Open Market Committee reaffirms its statement on longer-run goals and monetary policy strategy.
I want to see this stay out of value. All right, if this starts breaking back up, okay, that idea will be gone. But right now with that big flip, I mean, this is a major sell-off on oil. So we should kind of start seeing some more pullback, right? That's what I'm looking for. A little more pullback.
INV exclusive Netflix has ample room to increase its offer in battle for Warner Brothers, sources say. INV Air Liquide posts inline Q4 sales, hikes dividend.
Oil's trying to come back up here, but again, like I mentioned, gold, is coming back up, but again, it's still in the range. Overall, big picture, still waiting on something.
INV Eagle Bancorp Montana Director McCarville sells $26,914 in stock.
Currently waiting on the oil setup here. Looking for oil to flip back down and then do a kind of reverse. So I want to see a drop and then a pop, right, for further continuation. So that's what we're looking at. Right now, not much is happening. Nasdaq gave a pretty ugly wick here, right? Like I mentioned, a lot of times people getting chopped up. It's just ranging, right? It's not
INV Synchrony Financial EVP, CEO Digital sells $2.49 million in stock.
You see, we came over that 24,935. Literally chopped and trapped and came back in the range, all right? Oil gave us that drop, and then it's pulling back into value.
INV Thor Energy secures hydrogen exploration licenses in Australia.
Oil taking off again. again, like I mentioned, a lot of platforms like Apex and Top Step, a lot of them, man.
INV Alphaton Capital releases market update on outstanding shares, warrants, options, and RSUs.
Right, keeping it out. That's the way I look at it, right? They say it's volatility, but I'm like, shit, it's kind of pretty much been after this day. I mean, nothing was, if anything, look at this. So right now it's just pretty much chopping in this little range.
Late nights, city breathing slow. Some connections organic.
Could see a push though.
You just let them grow.
Could see that push above 550s, right, for further upside. I mean, that'll be a nice move.
Yeah, late nights, rain talk, city moving slow. Real recognize real, don't force what to grow. No labels on the vibe, just letting it be. Organic frequency, she's sinking.
I don't know who I had playing on there.
Fed. Federal Reserve Board announces approval of application by Banco Inter, SA.
Oh, it's still not, or gold actually. Gold is still right in this little top part. We want to see it if it's gonna push up. Right, start taking out these highs, 550s. Right now, if you can see the open of the month, or the week actually, open of the week is holding it. We're watching that. Pretty much just right up in this little area. Looking good though. We keep getting this sell off with the dollar.
Fed. Federal Reserve Board issues enforcement action with former employee of Prime Lending.
And the thing I like to do is kind of piece all of these things together, right? If you can piece it together, piece the puzzle together, you kind of find the play. That's the way I look at it. Find the play. Because sometimes, right, Nasdaq isn't moving. Or it's choppy, right? But if you can kind of select or kind of frame out what's happening, where money flow is going, right? Then you can piece out the trade. And then you start using your tools and all of that, right? Still no follow through on oil.
Fed. Federal Reserve Board announces approval of application by Fifth Third Bancorp.
And NASDAQ is just completely flipped from, of course we're up for the day on NASDAQ, right? But just still hasn't broken out for anything. Waiting on that PCE news. There's big news coming out, right? 7:30, then at 8:45 Central. Okay, oil did a trap here possibly. We're looking for that nice solid break of 29 here. 66.29s on oil. Really nice setup here. Gold rallying.
Fed. Agencies issue 2025 Shared National Credit Program report. Fed. Minutes of the board's discount rate meeting on December 10, 2025. Fed. Federal Reserve Board announces the designation of the chairs and deputy chairs of the 12 Federal Reserve banks for 2026.
Gold has did a nice little move. Alright, so I'm moving oil, playing out nicely. We're at break even. Now we're just letting it ride. Now we let it ride. First target 66. I want to see down if we can get down to that 65.80s in oil. Alright. We're at break even. Free trade. Gold. Gold is really nice actually. If you can trade gold, right? That was a hell of a nice play on gold. Real nice play, a double sweeper. Right. Double sweeper. So this gave you pretty much two solid entries.
Fed. Minutes of the Federal Open Market Committee, December 9th to 10th, 2025.
Yeah, man, I mean, just looking at it as, I mean, once I started doing it this way.
Federal Reserve Board announces approval of application by Prosperity Bank Shares Incorporated.
100%, it just makes the sense. It just makes it make sense. And that trade just made sense, even like gold, like I mentioned, made sense. Gold made a lot of sense. If you could have traded, right, if you could trade gold if you're on the personal account, I mean, major sit-ups here. Get that break of 55.50s. Oil is nice. Oil is a banger. This played out perfect. That played out so perfect. Alright. So we did add here. Again. Oil. Alright. Rally.
INV analysis faced with global scrutiny, Indonesia Stock Exchange set for $11 billion share release.
Look at gold.
INV French private sector stagnates amid weak demand, PMI shows. INV European shares set for weekly gains as earnings outlook improves, geopolitical tensions in focus.
Oil is just, oh man, that was such a great play. Such a great play.
INV Kingspan jump 7% on record FY25 profit beat, data center boom. INV Star Trader strengthens its Latin American footprint at Money Expo Mexico 2026. INV Indonesia stocks lower at close of trade, IDX Composite Index down 0.09%. INV Jeffries upgrades CoStar Group stock rating on Homes.com outlook.
Continuation on oil. Added again. We're still at break even again. This is beautiful. Beautiful play. Oil rallying. If you could trade oil, a lot of the props, again, like I mentioned, have suspended oil. Also, Apex right now, 90% off. Use code HFT and run it up. Run it up. 90% off. You gotta get it. HFT code. Let's go.
Doomsday, defecate on your beats. Dump on the pride like I'm swirling with cheese. Tear it apart cause the world.
Fed. Federal Reserve Board issues enforcement action with former employee of Regions Bank.
There oil. And there is gold. There we go. Almost up to that 50 level. 50-50. This has been a great play, like I mentioned. These plays down here, I'm gonna give you two nice sweeps. Could have taken a break here again, break here again. Because what I'm realizing and what I've been putting together is that, right, if it's gonna go up, what has to happen? It has to literally go up, right? So I mean, just wait. That's been my biggest thing, just waiting. Wait for it to break, wait for it to do whatever, and give you the signal. Kind of like gold, oil right now. Oil has set up for us so perfectly, right? And then it's just like wait, right? We start getting in right up here.
INV Spence buys XAI Octagon, XFLT, shares worth $19,500.
Just plotting it out and just, if it's going to go down, what has to happen and what should not happen, right? It should not go back up, right? It should go down if you want it to go down, right? And if it's ranging, do nothing, right? Like right now, Nazi for us is ranging, right? You could get you a couple scaps in, but pretty much it's really not doing anything. Big news coming out again, like I mentioned, PCE, PMI.
INV Katina beats earnings but misses dividend expectations. INV Segro posts mixed full-year results with soft rental growth, strong LFL.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. That's exactly what it's about, right? Passing, getting good setups, and just waiting, right? We have such a major opportunity that it's so easy to take it for granted, right? I've done it for so long, and then it just started to make sense. Like, why? Why are you doing it that way? Right? Just wait, right? You can make more in one day than some people make in a month, or a year, right? So it's worth waiting. Look at the oil coming back in. Gold still off to the rallies. Almost there. Those a few great entries set up here. Let's run that.
Fed.
On oil.
Federal Reserve issues FOMC statement.
And like I said, it's ranging, right? It's a rangy environment right now for us. But it still gave us two pretty good signals. Once you saw this here. Right, but this one was really crazy. Right, you can see that on a 1 minute. Right. Now you can play it aggressive or conservative. I like to do kind of both. Right. Right. Get in down here. Right. This is your aggressive play. Right. This will be more of your conservative play. Right. Once you let it break. And then it still hasn't given us the super play, right? But it's still, I mean, major entry opportunities.
Fed. Agencies release annual asset size thresholds under Community Reinvestment Act regulations.
Gold going to hit it. That'll be the first target there. 50/50s. And then beyond. Up and away for gold. Silver. I think that's probably when they had to
Fed.
Silver.
Federal Reserve Board and Federal Open Market Committee release economic projections from the December 9th to 10th FOMC meeting.
Okay, oil still not quite hitting it. Still in it. Break even. Again, we up here, right? 66.40s. Right. Now I want to see this continuously flush. All right, gold. Let's just sweep it. We did sweep it. I mean, that was beautiful. But now, where was the entries here? trying to get back down again on oil. And I used to really hate these kind of moves because it's like you're right and wrong at the same time. Then after a while, I'm like, let it play out. Just let it play. Right? Once you go to break even, right, and start trailing in some, I mean, then also you could always get back in. That's another thing. All right, but once you go to break even, and let it play, man. Here we go. So we need that break 66.10s. And we need it to stay out of value. Natural gas, I wanted to start trading it. It's so volatile, seems like. Let's see. Look at this. I mean, this is stupid. I was doing a freeze, man. I said, this is heavily manipulated. I mean, somebody, right? Natural gas went from $3 to almost $7.50, right, in about a week. Alright, these are the kind of plays, man. Alright, this is why news is so important, right? And knowing current events and things that's happening, because that's what drives the flow, or that's what's the flow driven by, right? It's kind of both in a sense. Again, Nasdaq is just ranging. That's why I ended up started to kind of say, man, I mean, and then you force trades, right? When it is ranging, I was like, something has to be going on. Something is moving somewhere, right? So then I start saying, well, what if I can just look at everything at the same time, right? And piecing together, you hear risk on, risk off, right? It's kind of binary, right? So those binary thinking choices.
Fed. Minutes of the board's discount rate meetings on October 6, October 20th, and October 29, 2025.
Yeah, so something's always moving, all right? Right now it's gold. Gold is looking like it wants to break higher. Now for gold, I use bibs in a sense to kind of judge where we are in a league. Right? Some people love them, some people hate them. I like them. Right? They kind of give you a direction. Now, what started to get me back in the day, still gets me sometimes, right, is holding these expectations of the field. Right? That is like something like this. Right? It looks like it's going to get there, and it doesn't. I mean, that to this day gets me. I have to start putting fail safes in. Like, all right, now, if it's gonna get there, it needs to go up, and it doesn't need to go down. Right? Simple as that. Right? So once it goes and drops, breaks back below, I mean, something says something changed. It's not getting there. Right? And I think trading is really about just having the tools that you know, right? Having tools that you
INV US negotiating with India on Venezuelan oil sale, US envoy says.
the play now. That is the play. Venezuelan oil sale. Right? Why are they driving oil higher? Now we're piecing together a kind of like a thesis in a sense. Right? Now you had a news coming in. Right? You have the instruments, and now you're kind of deciphering where money is going and where is it leaving. Right? What are they selling? What are they buying? Why? Look at gold. Gold is, so we of course we broke this whole play down on gold. Oil still tanking.
INV FTSE 100 today, index up, pound below $1.35, Anglo-American, Aston Martin in focus.
Once the safest play right here, especially from the range, is right here. Right, could have got in like I mentioned aggressively here. Right, once this reclaimed back, look at that. That's why I say the real skill is just waiting, in a sense, just waiting for what you know should happen. If you could do that, so that's the only thing to get better at, right? Just waiting. If I can get better at waiting, right, and setting little rules, of course, like okay, right, what'll help you in a range if you are in a range or false breakouts. Only give it so many chances. I'm still working on that. Not gonna lie, cause I'll get pissed and then see it run.
INV Unipol beats 3-year profit goal in 2025. Shares jump 5%.
Okay, oil. And we're just trailing oil, right? Trailing oil. Gold is just beautifully played out. Right? This is just, these are the moves you look for, right? These are the moves you look for. Right? That's pretty much what you want. That's really what you want at all times, something like this. What messes you up? Messes me up, right? Is this chop shit. Chop you up. In a sense, like candle bars don't even matter in chop. Right? There's certain ways like these pins, but not really. Right? When it's choppy, it's literally gonna give you every kind of signal both ways and chop your ass up. When you should have just waited or picked another instrument. Right? In this case, gold. Look at that off of the 550. That's 50 more ticks. This is what you would want at all times, literally.
INV Hong Kong's November-January unemployment rises to 3.9%.
Damn. Boy, literally. It's nothing that makes you, just trying to outsmart the market, right? We all try to do that, predict the low or the bottom, which you could do in some sense, right? But that ain't the point. The point is to do something that's gonna make you money over and over, again and again, and limit your downside. The skill ain't in really catching a wave, because once the wave goes, it's literally just you managing it, trailing.
INV private credit jitters, USPCE, GDP data ahead, what's moving markets?
Right? If you could lose smart and let your winners run, it sounds so easy. And once you start to apply it, it is easy. Alright. Hard part is letting that greed mind control, oh shit, this has to go. When, no it doesn't. It does not have to go. But once it gets going, you just hold it. Hold the runner, right? We put a narrative together. So of course right now
Fed.
holding at 60.
Minutes of the Federal Open Market Committee, October 28 to 29, 2025.
They don't want that 66 to break. Again, like I mentioned on oil, I'm thinking a drop and pop, honestly, right? Especially with this Venezuelan news, right? Alright, so we're holding that oil play here. Like I mentioned, 66, they're holding that up. I'm still thinking a drop and pop. To get back above this VWAP or value and start closing in, then we'll know it's shifting. Gold, oh my God. If you didn't catch anything on gold, you still can. You still can. This play was beautiful. And that's just simple. I mean, a simple play. These are the plays you want, right? These are the plays we look for. Perfect plays, man. All the pivots, timing, matches, and everything.
INV German business activity growth hits 4-month high in February, PMI shows.
We're getting pretty extreme. This is not the time to start
Fed.
buying gold.
Federal Reserve issues FOMC statement.
Pull back again. 50-50s, or if we can come back in even further. Well, that's all you're looking for. You're looking for this kind of movement, just down, and then where you can start buying, and then for it to flip, right? No need to predict. It'll show you. It's literally no need to predict. It'll show you, and then your job after that is just to hold on as long as it goes up, right, or in your favor. Like it. This play here. So I use, of course, VWAP and profiles. Those are really to get levels, right? Get levels where to react and do things, right? And then you just watch for a reaction. Just watch for whatever you're looking. Okay, it's down in VWAP. That doesn't mean buy VWAP. That means like, okay, watch what happens.
INV EDF core profit declines 19% as lower power prices weigh.
to buy, right? This kind of got you twice, really. Right, but of course not at the, let's see, 2 o'clock came in, boom, made our first bit, came back to be, and this gave you a nice clean signal here, right, on the 1 minute. And then you got a really low risk signal here, very low risk. This was your best signal here. You got a shift of value here as well. I mean, this told you multiple different ways. Then you could lay on your moving averages or something here. Okay. 50, 200. All right. Let's hide the
INV. Take 5. Nvidia earnings head for center stage.
Yeah, once it reclaimed here, I mean, look at that. I like trend lines. I mean, use all of this for analysis, right? This is just to pick your bias, right? Pick which one you want to buy, sell, do nothing. Right? And here we was pretty much doing nothing till we got these signals. And look at that, man. Once you got this clean ass break here, I mean, you're right now just managing the trade, right? How much you want to hold on or lock in or take some off, right? And then you just play the rest, right? Risk it. Right. From 50s, you up 100 ticks, literally 100 ticks from the breakout. I mean, shit. Come on.
Fed. Minutes of the board's discount rate meetings on August 18th and September 17th, 2025.
Yeah, I may have to say that, boy. I don't know who that was. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, like I mentioned, oil stalling above that 66. Gold is the play right now. Alright. Next target at 75s. So possibly this hold above 50-50s, and then you just watch for the reverse. Alright. We'll watch it play out here. Let's see. We'll watch gold. And it's how you practice, man. Practice picking, practice your setups, and then practice your risk management.
INV police search Royal Mansion as investigation into King's brother goes on.
So now we're getting that pullback on gold here, looks like. Maybe a good level at 50-60, back down to 50-50. Alright, and then we're going to look for more buys. Still in the shorts on gold, on oil. Looking for that 66.
INV earnings call transcript. Danone's Q4 2025 results highlight growth amid currency headwinds.
Currency's down as well. Yen is really down. All right. So it's kind of like a risk on type of movement. But gold is just super strong. Gold has been really rallying like a mother, man. That was a great play we did here. Multiple entry opportunities. Nasdaq still in the range. Again, like I mentioned, it's gonna be some major news coming out. All right, we got PCE and PMI. So that's what everything is waiting on, and they're positioning themselves, right?
Fed. Minutes of the Federal Open Market Committee, September 16th to 17th, 2025. Fed. Federal Reserve issues FOMC statement.
Nasdaq gave us a clean break. $25,025. That's looking like where we're going. So of course 25, right? When things like that, don't play the pivot, play the whole number before, right? So 25 is the number, then we'll aim for the pivot. And keep wrist tight, man. That's the main game. The game, especially with these props, right? Just keeping wrist tight, right? That's what I've been learning. Just keep your damn wrist tight. There's no need to, it's literally more. Even small contracts, right? Micros, you can get super bread. Right? And this gave us kind of like the same setup on gold, right? With these sweeps, right?
Fed. Federal Reserve Board and Federal Open Market Committee release economic projections from the September 16th to 17th FOMC meeting.
Same exact setup. This was just in a range. Alright. But we're still watching. 25 is the level. Oil's flipping. Oil hasn't flipped back down yet.
Federal Open Market Committee announces its tentative meeting schedule for 2027.
Getting that pullback on gold here at that 50-50 area. We'll pull back everywhere now. Ooh, look at that pop. Alright, so now oil is setting up for something different here. Took those profits off.
INVUBS lifts forecast for big tech bond sales this year.
Alright, once it started, it's gonna keep trying. It tried and tried and it just wasn't going. Like I said, it's holding at 66. But we got the news, right? The catalyst, right? I'm thinking Venezuela news. Where did it go there?
INV Gallagher buys Expand Energy, EXE, shares worth $100,660. INVFRP Holdings Director Baker buys $181,000 in shares.
So of course we're watching for more upside on oil. Reclaimed at 66.50. Crazy.
INV Form 144 Noble Corp PLC for February 20th.
Look at that, man. And then you start figuring out, how does this make sense? And you just gotta do a tad bit of analyzing. See what the hell would make sense. And you'll find it. That's crazy. Just went back here. Alright. And they're refusing to break that level. That's a major zone. Pretty much V-bottomed out of there. We'll see how this next hour plays out.
INV Form 144 Ensign Group for February 20th. INVB. Riley upgrades Yeti stock rating on drinkware recovery outlook.
So possible to get that pullback and pop up. Definitely once we get over 66.75s, we definitely gonna be looking. Big news coming out as well today, later on in the U.S. market. So I expect kind of further chopping. This could be kind of trappy. Alright, trapping people. We'll see. On Nasdaq. that same play out here on Nasdaq. Kind of more of a drop, and then we'll wait for that pop. Like I mentioned, at 25,000, big number, man. So that's where I'm sure a lot of positioning options, all of that, it's right there. And what I'm noticing as well, trading is literally more of a reactionary game. It's not a predicting game. I mean, it's kind of like if you are gonna predict, you can't help but say, hey, this is gonna go up. That's the only reason that drives anybody to buy, sell, or whatever. However they spend it. You gotta know how to risk, know how to trail and wait. Right? And just wait for it to flip. Just wait. What would be the play here on Nasdaq? Again, like I said, not 25,000. That's a big number there. All right. So
INV earnings call transcript. Imaris SAC stock fall after Q4 2025 results.
you could do like a trend line thing. I really wouldn't right now. Just wait for it to, you'll know. Right, you start getting bars like this. Right. Watch volume. Oil looked like that was a drop, actually. A play to the sell side to get to where we were looking at originally. At 66, so looks like they spiked it up to VWAP. Man, look at that, man. Right at value. Right. Like you get these nice setups at certain points. So they could still be trying to get it down here to that 65.80s. Alright, that looks like what it's trying to do now. This was the inducement here. And then the sell off hit the value. Alright. That was textbook. This is textbook. Now where was the play at here? Alright. So we had a few shorts here. Shorts are damn near back activated. Start breaking back out of value. It's going. Alright. Got gold back around that 50-50. so back in value on gold. Back in value. Now just watch and see if this flips again. All right, get back down here. Not yet. No. Almost. It's that 50-50 though. Alright, so you play the whole number before it. Yes, it's 69 the S&P 500. We know 6,900 is the number. Alright, that's the number to be watching. Right now it's just ranging. I mean, it's a big range. Right?
INV Alibaba, Baidu shares slide after brief mention in Pentagon blacklist.
Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. So now oil back down lower than low. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see that break of 66 down to 65.80s. See what could happen here. Great setup though. That gave you multiple options to get in here. Alright. I mean, this was your major entry. Alright, especially once you get a break. Let's look at that. Then I just go back at times too and see where I would have entered at certain times. And that's how I literally got a lot better. Just start making it make sense to you. Alright. This trade just made so much sense. At 65.50, you get that break, clean break, and never came back. That was literally a 10 tick stop. $100 per contract right there. Alright, look at it. Nice play. Nice play here. Biggie size there. Again, the 66 number, that's the number you want to see break. Alright. They bought it up so they could sell it. That's what's going on here. Alright. Nobody said shit. We need to sell it. So buy this shit up so we can sell it. This would be a perfect level here. I want to see a flush pretty much. Everything else pull it back as expected. we go. See that trap again. Let's see this 20 hold, 25 hold. Let's see this thing flush on out of here. I want to see it pretty much get down to 66 pretty fast, and then just give me a nice little drop and pop. Right. Okay, come on. All right, so oils back in, of course, break evens. Targeting at 65.80.
INV Rheinmetall wins contract for Lux 2 reconnaissance vehicle turrets.
Look at that. Look at that.
INV Smiths Group signs binding deal to sell detection unit to CVC.
Ooh, somebody definitely had bought it to sell it. I mean, that was the sweet. But look at that. Definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll be doing these daily. And it doesn't take that many moves, right, for you to start.
INV earnings call transcript. Bumikor H2 2025 shows resilience amid market volatility.
Right, wait on plays and just know how to get out. Right, get out. Okay. Right, and then when it does go right, it will go right. Right. Look at this, man. Be sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and we're gonna call that a day. We'll be back again during U.S. session.
INV Trump ally ties up with Russia's Novatek on natural gas in Alaska, NYT reports.